Ever wonder why a red rose looks extra stunning against green leaves? Or why sunsets feel so magical with blazing orange skies and deep blue oceans? That's the magic of complementary colors, nature's way of saying opposites really do attract. In the world of art, design, and fashion, complementary colors are the dynamic duos that bring energy, contrast, and balance to every canvas and creation. They're bold, they're vibrant, and they know how to make a statement. So, grab your color wheel and let's dive into the dazzling world of complementary color. And if you're new here, I'm Lisa Marie. Welcome to my art studio. I've been a professional artist for over a decade, earned a master's in art history studying the Renaissance masters in Florence, Italy, and like many artists, I'm socially awkward but love talking about art techniques, supplies, and color. All right, what are complementary colors? Well, complementary colors are pairs of colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. When placed next to each other, they create a strong contrast and make each other appear more vibrant. When mixed together, they tend to neutralize each other, often producing a grayish or brown tone. Some classic complementary color pairs are red and green, blue and orange, and yellow and purple. Some famous examples of complementary colors include Vincent van Gogh's The Night Cafe. He uses complementary red and green. Van Gogh used intense reds for the walls and contrasting green for the ceiling and pool table. This creates a sense of emotional tension and unease, reflecting the mood he wanted to convey. Also, there's Henri Matisse's Red Room. Also, I think it's called Harmony in Red. Complementary again, red and green. Matisse used red as the dominant color and balanced it with green elements in the plants and fruit, creating a lively and harmonious composition. Complementary colors create visual interest and dynamic contrast through the way our eyes and brains perceive color. Here's how it works. Complementary colors are opposite on the color wheel, so they have maximum contrast. When placed side by side, each color makes the other appear brighter and more intense. This contrast grabs attention and adds energy to a design or artwork. For example, think of a bright red apple against a green background. The red pops vividly against green, and it's its complementary color. Using these colors is actually a strain on the eye. When complementary colors are used together, especially in patterns or borders, they can create a vibrating visual effect. This is due to how our eyes struggle to focus on both colors at once, which can make the edges between them seem to shimmer or move. Complementary colors like red and green or blue and orange stimulate different types of cone cells in the retina. These cone cells are responsible for detecting color. Red-green cones respond to long and medium wavelengths. Blue-yellow cones respond to short and medium wavelengths. When you look at complementary colors side by side, your eye tries to process two opposing signals simultaneously, which can cause a kind of visual tension. This tension makes the boundary between the colors appear to vibrate or shimmer, like I said before, especially high saturation combinations. Your brain is wired to seek harmony and balance in visual input. When it encounters complementary colors, it perceives maximum contrast, which is exciting, but also hard to stabilize. And it may struggle to blend the colors, leading to a sense of motion or flickering at the edges. This is why artists and designers use complementary colors to draw attention, create energy, or evoke emotion. They're visually loud and hard to ignore. And if you want to become a master of color, then go check out my playlist all about color. And if you want to go to the next level, then download my color scheme workshop to master the 7 fundamental color schemes. I'll put its direct link in the video description for you. All right, let's get back to complementary colors. Did you know that using complementary colors can help balance a composition? One color can dominate, while its complement provides a counterpoint, keeping the design from feeling too heavy or one-sided. Complementary colors often evoke contrasting emotions. For example, blue is calm versus orange, which is energetic, or purple, which is deep, intense luxury, versus yellow, which is bright and cheerful. This emotional contrast can be used to tell a story or set a mood. Complementary colors naturally counterbalance each other. If one color dominates a scene, say a lot of blue, adding its complement, orange, in strategic areas can even out the visual weight, preventing the composition from feeling lopsided or overwhelming. Think of it like a seesaw. Complementary colors on either side help keep the visual balance. They can be useful for focal points and emphasis. Using complementary colors can guide the viewer's eye. For example, place a small area of orange in a mostly blue painting will draw attention to that spot. This helps artists and designers control where the viewer looks first and how they move through the composition visually. They can also color harmony through contrast. While complementary colors are opposites, they also complete each other. When used thoughtfully, they create a sense of visual harmony. The contrast is bold, but it feels intentional and pleasing rather than chaotic. And you don't have to stick to just two complementary colors in your art. A tetradic scheme uses two pairs of complementary colors, forming a rectangle on the color wheel. For example, red and green and blue and orange. This scheme offers rich contrast and variety while still maintaining balance, but it can be tricky to use well because of the strong visual tension between all four colors. One color is often dominant. The other three support and add contrast. It's best used with careful spacing and proportion to avoid overwhelming the viewer. In this image today, I went all in. I'm using 6 different complementary colors. A color scheme with 6 different complementary colors doesn't have a widely recognized formal name like tetradic, but it can be described as a hexadic color scheme or a double triadic complementary scheme. This is not a fundamental color scheme. A hexadic scheme involves 3 pairs of complementary colors, evenly spaced around the color wheel. It forms a hexagon when mapped out, offering a rich and vibrant palette with lots of contrast and variety. This scheme is highly dynamic and can be visually intense. It requires careful balance. It's great for complex designs, colorful branding, or expressive artwork. The art supplies I'm using today are Crayola markers and a Hoo mixed media paper. I'll put their direct links in the video description if you want to add them to your art studio. Okay, quick recap. Complementary colors are opposite each other on the color wheel. They create visual interest and dynamic contrast. They can really mess with your eyeballs and your brain. They can help create balance and evoke strong emotions. And they can create harmony through contrast. Well, that's enough for today. Go play with this color scheme and let me know how you like it. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next video. And as always, stay creative.